Not a lot of people were going to college. You decided that that's what you wanted to do. How did you save up for that, or how did that work?
Well, I had jobs during the summertime that I would save a little bit of money for before college. I worked at a Coca-Cola factory. And there's a factory right there on Little Wee Kirkland Lake. But don't forget, Little Wee Kirkland Lake also had its own radio station, CJKL.
Oh, wow.
Kirkland Lake had its own radio station.
That's
there were
upscale.
3 movie theaters at one point. I mean, the population, ended up peaked around 22,000 at one point. And then, as the mines started to close, it went down after that. But yeah, I lost my train of thought. Sorry, what was your last question?
I was asking how you made money for college.
Oh, yeah. So I worked at a Coca-Cola factory during the summertime, bottling pop. And back then, they had no cans, so it was all bottles, big or small. And did that for one summer. I worked with my dad a lot, because my dad had these other businesses I told you about earlier. He ended up having a coal yard that would supply coal to people all over in Kirkland Lake and the outskirts. It went from coal. When that started to drop, he went to oil, because a lot of people were converting the wood and coal stoves to oil furnaces. And, they might still have electric stoves, and then the electric stoves were coming in then instead of the
Yep.
wood stove to cook on. So he was delivering oil all over the place. And sometimes there wasn't much for me to do to help him with that, but I'd tag along quite a bit and, pull the hoses out from the truck and bring it to the homes, and like filling with a gas thing, only it was heating oil. And then he went from that business kind of dwindled a little bit as time went by. And he started building cement blocks for people's homes, for basements and stuff, and bought the machinery. And then I really got involved. I became like a full-time employee then pretty well, after school and before school and weekends for sure. And I was mixing the cement. I'd have bags of cement, and they'd haul off sand, and they had a huge mixer. And I would mix all the cement in appropriate quantities, and it would go up a belt into a building where they would put it into making, and we were making these blocks one at a time. So the cement would flop into a mold, and that mold was patted down and then lifted, and then there was a crank, and you'd pull up this cement block that's on a plate, more or less, and pick up the plate and put it, on a side, and then that would go into a curing room that was filled with steam during the night, and every night it would steam these things, and they would congeal. In the morning, the first thing you do is open that up, put it out in the yard, and fill the yard for these blocks. So I did a lot of work there with my dad during summers. Let's see, with another job. No, that's during college. I had different jobs during the summer.